All right, man. It's T-Man, and I'm back again, my friends. And it's on. It's gonna be an educational video, I guess you could call that today. Yeah, another educational review for inquisitive minds out there that are interested in possibly knowing or learning something, maybe in the bodybuilding world. I don't know. This some people sometimes it could get boring, I guess, for some people. I mean, for me, it's kind of boring because I've already accomplished my goals in the bodybuilding world. I don't want to keep rehashing them, but hey, man, for the channel's sake, I'm gonna keep on rehashing them, I guess. So we have this one I just posted in my community section. I posted 3 of them, but there's a lot more reports like this where they come from. They mention the same stuff. So this just happens to be PubMed. Let me bring up the whole thing here. That you could push on the link. It's called The Role of Protein and Amino Acids in Promoting Lean Muscle Accretion with Resistance Exercise and Attenuating Lean Mass Loss During Energy Deficit in Humans. The most important part is to understand what this is exactly. Amino acids are major nutrient regulators of muscle protein turnover. Yeah, definitely, there's, protein turnover. After protein ingestion, hyperamino academia, I think that's how you pronounce it. Am I pronouncing this right? I don't know. Hyperamino academia, or is it acidemia? Academia. Stimulates increased rates of skeletal muscle protein synthesis. Okay. So this ingestion, as soon as you ingest, after you ingest protein, right away it stimulates this, it increases rates of what? Skeletal muscle protein synthesis. Okay. Well, people are going to say, well, I need to exercise because I got to exercise. Then there's the window of protein synthesis, 24 hours, 48 hours, 36 hours, or whatever. 24 hours protein synthesis. Yeah, it's already synthesizing protein because your body is breaking down protein. It's synthesizing and degrading, or breaking down and synthesizing at the same time. It's breaking and synthesizing, breaking and synthesizing. Okay, dude? So if you eat a lot of protein, then you can synthesize more protein than you're breaking down. Do you need to lift weights to do that? No. Okay. But it would help, maybe. Depends what you're doing. Okay. And I do muscle damage on my channel because somebody asked me, what do you do here? I do muscle damage. I don't do this other kind of fakey stuff that people do. Okay. And it says here, and promotes net muscle protein accretion for several hours. It does. After you eat a bunch of protein, guess what? It stimulates increased rates of skeletal muscle protein synthesis. It suppresses muscle protein breakdown. Yeah, that's what it does. Here's the thing. If you have an empty stomach, you're breaking down protein. The moment you eat protein, what are you doing? You're suppressing protein breakdown. Yeah, you're suppressing it. And promotes net muscle protein accretion for what? Several hours. Wow, it can do that all by itself and you didn't even exercise. My God. These acute observations from the basis for strategized protein intake to promote lean muscle accretion or prevent lean mass loss over the long term. However, factors such as protein dose, protein source, that's important. Protein dose, the dose is important, and the source is important. These 2 things are very important. And timing of intake are important in mediating the anabolic, listen to the word, the anabolic effects of amino acids on skeletal muscle, and must be considered within the context of elevating the reported efficacy of long-term studies investigating protein supplementation as part of a dietary strategy. I'm not into supplements, okay, they're fake. Just eat animal products. That's quality. That's the stuff. The timing, it depends on what you're doing. The timing could be right after your workout. Maybe it was a damaging workout. Maybe you're adapted, trying to get some mass. I don't know. To promote lean mass accretion and or prevent lean mass loss. Well, we want to prevent lean mass loss because if you exercise, you're actually breaking down more protein now than you would normally do just walking around. All right. Current research suggests that dietary protein supplementation can augment. It can help resistance exercise mediated gains in skeletal muscle mass and strength, and can preserve. Yeah, but it's not quality. It's no good. It's no good. Forget what they're telling you. And can preserve skeletal muscle mass. We don't want to preserve. We want to gain more muscle mass during periods of diet-induced energy restriction. Okay, maybe it would help in diet-induced restrictions. You want to do that? I don't know. I'm not doing any of that. Perhaps less appreciated protein supplementation can augment resistance training mediated gains in skeletal muscle mass, even individuals habitually consuming adequate protein. Additionally, overfeeding energy with moderate to high protein intake, all these numbers here, 15-20% is associated with lean but not fat mass accretion when compared to overfeeding energy with low protein intake. Yeah, you don't want to get fat, so don't eat anything other than protein. Amino acids represent primary nutrient regulators of skeletal muscle anabolism, capable of enhancing lean mass accretion with resistance exercise and attenuating the loss of lean mass during periods of energy deficit. Although factors such as protein dose, protein source, the dose, you got to eat a lot if you want to be at a positive nitrogen balance anabolic growth state. And the protein source, I would say animal protein, and the best one, beef, because that's all you have. And if you can eat wild animals, go eat them out there, but beef is the best. And timing of intake are likely important in mediating these effects. Well, if you're not exercising, then the timing doesn't really matter. Well, no, it does matter. I mean, in other words, you got to keep eating like that to be in an anabolic growth state to grow muscles. Look, fat people eat fake diets called carbohydrate diets, and they're growing constantly. Why are they growing? Because they're accumulating triglyceride. Fat cells are growing. But their muscle is going to also contain some glycogen as well, energy source, because of these carbohydrates. I don't know what type they're eating. What type? Is it complex? Is it just carbohydrate? I don't know. But anyway, something's gonna give there. But in muscle, the driver of hypertrophy, the driver of mass, the mass on the myofibrillar is going to be protein synthesis needs to exceed that breakdown, dude. It's really simple. The protein is going to be that driver, not the lifting of the weights or anything in the gym, dude. I'm not joking. I'm not kidding you. If fat people can get big eating just a carbohydrate diet, then your muscles will get big if you overfeed with protein, animal protein, if you overfeed your muscles and you stay in a positive nitrogen balance. You're anabolic now. If you're anabolic, then your muscles are growing constantly. They're always growing. They're always growing. Now, because you've suppressed muscle protein breakdown when you ate protein. That's exactly what it says there. So do you need to go to a gym to build muscles? No, not really. Not really. Here's the thing. If you inject steroids, do you really need to lift weights to build up your muscles? Not particularly. They could get big. Eating a lot of protein, they could build up. They definitely could build up. Now, could they build up to a specific degree, like to a certain degree, like you're going to look like that guy who's actually lifting? No, not particularly. No. So maybe that is most like that is the reason why you want to be lifting weights. Okay. But whatever, because you're targeting specific areas in the muscle, whatever. Okay. So yeah, you'll get really big. You'll get really big doing that. But you'll just look like a big strong man, but you won't look like that bodybuilder. You won't have that bodybuilder look. That's the difference. You'll just look you'll just big and muscular and whatever. Like these big people, you see them with a lot of muscle fibers, these mesomorphs. They're just massive, whatever. They got big muscle bellies, whatever. Let's go to, there's another one here. I'm going to bring up some other ones too. They'll tell you the same stuff. Even this one right here will tell you the same thing. Dietary proteins, amino acids, and control of the muscle mass during mobilization and aging role in MPS response. Well, in aging people, it's very important. Yeah, I would say that. Dietary proteins, essential amino acids, EAAs, are nutrients with anabolic properties that may increase muscle mass or attenuate muscle loss during immobilization and aging via the stimulation of what? Muscle protein synthesis, again. And EAA's anabolic threshold capable of maximize the stimulation of MPS has been hypothesized, but during certain conditions associated with muscle loss. Yeah, this anabolic threshold seems to increase, which reduces the efficacy of dietary EAAs to stimulate MPS. Primarily, studies have demonstrated that acute ingestion of dietary proteins with sufficient amount of leucine was capable to restore the prandial MPS during bed rest, immobilization, and aging. Yeah, it does. It can reverse. You can reverse aging by overeating protein because it's a high nutrient diet. It says that in Science. There's another report in my community section. You can read it if you don't believe me. I may just scroll down there and look at it, okay? You can look through these if you want. It tells you a whole bunch of stuff here. We know about leucine. Leucine is found in meat already. It helps with the protein synthesis part. These amino acids in meat, they do specific things, okay? They work well together, whatever. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm not going to go through this whole thing. But it's important in old people, okay? It tells you the same thing, the same one, almost like the same thing like the last one. It tells you interventions aim to optimize the anabolic effects of dietary protein. Dietary protein has what? Anabolic effects. There you go. It's anabolic. How does it make you anabolic? You figure it out. Here's another one right here. This is the last one I posted on that subject. Or this topic. Maximizing protein anabolism, the role of protein quality. Quality is important. They tell you here, muscle protein synthesis, MPS, and muscle protein breakdown are simultaneously ongoing process. They're a simultaneously ongoing process. Here we examine evidence for how protein quality can affect exercise-induced muscle protein anabolism or protein balance, MPS. Minus muscle protein breakdown. Why do you feel really strong when you eat at buffets and you go out in the street or go to a gym, you start lifting and you wait for a couple hours at a buffet and you go out? Why do you feel so strong? Because you're suppressing breakdown. You're kind of anabolic now. You've converted the catabolic hormone to an androgen so it doesn't have to compete with the myocytic androgen receptor, giving you a lot of forced production. So when you come into the gym, your hormones are sky high. You're ready to go. You're roaring, bro. You're on your way. Evidence is highlighted showing, okay, so whatever, minus the protein breakdown. So muscle protein anabolism or protein balance, that's what it does, okay? Here we examine evidence protein quality can affect exercise-induced muscle protein anabolism. It can, the quality. That's why I say quality means animal protein. That's quality, not plant. Plants are fake, they don't work. They make you fat. So exercise-induced protein anabolism or protein balance, the quality of it, minus muscle protein breakdown. Evidence is highlighted showing differences in the responses of what MPS and muscle protein excretion with ingestions of, you have milk-based and soy-based proteins, right? They did a study in young and elderly persons, and guess what? Milk-based is going to always beat soy-based because it's animal protein. That's the one that you need, okay? Yeah, so athletes make use of the resistance training and eating to maximize the gains of their skeletal muscle mass. Yeah, importantly, however, metabolically active skeletal muscle can offset the morbidities associated with sarcopenia of aging, such as type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes, I guess that's blaha. Decline in aerobic fitness and the reduction in metabolic rate that can lead to fat mass accumulation. Well, yeah. Eating an artificial diet, it could. Recent evidence suggests that consumption of different proteins can affect the amplitude of possibility duration of MPS. It can. That's why I say eat meat, eat animals. Don't eat any protein powders. Don't do any of those things. Increases after feeding and has effect, interacts, and is possibly accentuated with resistance exercise. I'm going to recommend you do not drink milk. Do not drink chocolate milk or any of these weird products. Eat fucking cow. Eat cow, dude. Eat beef, okay? Eat all kinds of different kinds of beef. And make bone broth soups, beef, and eat seafood. That is quality as well. Shellfish are amazing. And oysters, if you can eat them, find them. Oysters, shellfish, sardines, whatever, mackerel. Eat fish, dude. They're really good. You can mix them up. But beef is going to be your number one builder. I'm saying you can add seafood, but beef should be your number one quality driver of this muscle mass, this gain, okay? Muscle, whatever. Yeah, I don't know what else to say there, dude. I guess that's it. There's some more stuff I've plastered way down here somewhere. You might want to go over them. I'm not sure. Really is up to you. You want to eat like that. See? You want to eat like that. Like it says here, positive balance indicates a catabolic state. A negative balance is catabolic state. A positive nitrogen balance indicates an anabolic state. So you want to be in an anabolic state, okay? They used to sell these sticks, these nitrogen bound sticks at GNC. I don't know if they still sell them where. I don't know where to get them. That was back in the day. They're over 30 years ago. Lifespan and metabolic health and influencers, dietary, whatever. Recent study shows that induced protein intake and low protein, high carbohydrate diets plays a crucial role in longevity. That's a lie, absolute lie. Man, carbohydrates, low protein, high carbohydrate, now it's going to kill you. You see how fraudulent reports they come out with? Some of them, they're fraudulent. That's why you have to read this stuff carefully and discern for yourself. You can figure it out. You're intelligent. Mechanisms of oxidative damage and their impact on contractile muscle. Yeah, you don't want that. It impairs you. It's going to impair your DNA. It's going to impair you. That's what's going to happen. Exercise induces RAS. Like it says here, you read this, it tells you exercise is unhealthy. It activates RAS, dude. That's what it does. Let me see if I can find that section. Leads to gradual damage of these molecules, whatever. Physical exercise increases the production of reactive oxygen species and nitrogen. Something else specific here, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Whatever, I'm not going over that one. What was this one? I can't remember what this was. Common nutrient deficiencies in plants. They're deficient. They're deficient in a lot of stuff, even more than that. Domestication. Don't be domesticated, dude. That's for sure. Don't want to be domesticated. Adaptations, endurance, and strength training. This is quite interesting. I don't know if you read that. Yeah. It's quite an interesting report. Endurance and strength training. Hypertrophy adaptations. This is muscle growth achievement through training. Okay, whatever. Neural adaptations, brain training, whatever, motor units, yada, yada, yada. I did this one, current concepts of muscle and tendon adaptation. You already know this. Here's sarcoplasmic, proposed second sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. And then there's this one here, muscle damage. That's what I do. I do muscle damage training. I don't do this other stuff that other people do on the channels. I don't do that kind of exercises. I don't care about looking good, about lifting a heavy weight in the gym. You're going to be lifting heavy. It's not about I have to go lift heavy. You can't get things done in muscle damage if you're a guy trying to lift a heavy weight. It's really hard to do that. Like plant meat contains a number of bioactive substances and antioxidants, which may affect health when consumed in inadequate amounts or whatever. Yeah, meat is amazing. Whatever, eat meat. Health benefits and risks of plant proteins. Well, they'll kill you. They're toxic. They're poison, dude. NAD, this is interesting. Energy, metabolism, and aging. You want low metabolic rate, stuff like that. This is an interesting report. You might want to read that. Yeah, I don't know where I post so much stuff sometimes. I can't find all of them. I have to go all the way down here. I don't remember. I posted another one here. It explains a lot of stuff. Maybe I'll go over it. I don't know. I'll go over it at another time, separate video or something. Yeah. It would be hard to scroll through all this. Bones are important. Yeah. Scurvy, an elusive diagnosis. It is elusive. It's an amino acid deficiency. This one's pretty good too. It's interesting. Yeah, aging. Dysregulation, metabolic dysregulation. You can fight that off by overeating protein. And I mean loads of protein, man. I'm not joking. Intense sweetness surpasses cocaine reward. It does. Plants are drugs. Sugar's a drug, dude. Yeah, it's a drug. Anyways, I don't know what else to say there, dude. I'm going to get going. You tell me what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. It helps. I'll see you in the next video, friends, all right? I hope that helped, man. See you later. See? Protein synthesis needs to exceed that breakdown to see that mass on that myofibrillar.